I've got 4 slap bass grooves exactly like that. They have just one pattern that's being used for the whole thing. So I think the best thing to do is for me just to run through each of them, and I'll just play them a few times and you can just follow. Then I'll explain a few of the techniques. Later on I'll show you the pattern, and I'll also show you the signal chain, what I'm using to get that slap sound. You'll be surprised, it's pretty simple. So the first one, let's play without the backing track, which is just a drum loop at 110 beats per minute. Up to speed again. With the drums. I'll often keep the drums going and just play at half speed like this. Very simple techniques to start with. We've just got the S is just slap. And I'm doing the bounce off technique. Now, the next note I need is the C that's on the 5th fret of the G string. The tip of my first finger is playing the A on the 5th fret E string. So I'm just simply going to leave it there and bar across and just play it like that, right there. 2 pops as I'm slapping. That popping finger, the first one, the index, is already under. Now, this is the only way I found to notate this. That T is a tap, a left-hand tap. Really, I think Victor Wooten calls it a hammer-on from nowhere. I like that. It's just hammering down. I suppose it's technically a tap. Whatever, that's what we're doing. We're using the 3rd finger for second, or maybe both, to hammer down on that A, 7th fret, D string. That's a ghost note. And it's just closing the fingers over the strings, getting that dead sound. That whole bit there, I'll play it a few times, you can follow. See how the hand's just staying there, nothing's moving. This hand is going up and down. Both the bars are exactly the same. Let's move on to the second line, which up to speed goes like this. Now, I know this is not real drums, but if you're playing with a drummer, it's about listening to what's going on. I can hear some hi-hats there on 8th notes. I'm just trying to lock in. I'm trying to get that timing to be internal. So that's the hammer-on. So this is a hammer-on from a popped note. G to A, frets 5 to 7 on the D string. Pop and then slap. And here we are playing first finger. It's a little or third. I use little to minimize the bend in the wrist. But then you do have to move the first finger quickly to get down to that A. Then, again, hand just staying in the same place. Second bar, same hammer on, another one here. That is, actually I would be in this position. Same again, that bar there. Let's just play that on its own. Hammer on, immediately come down with a ghost note slap. I find I rest my little finger on the bass sometimes. Also, the wrist is rested here, so the fingers are just in place. I'm not moving too far. Let's go to the next line with drums. I don't know if it's wrong or right, but I'm playing the notes really short. You can play them a bit longer if you want. And it's that interplay between popping and hammer-ons that gets this sort of impressive slap technique. I'll show you a bit more of that later. Last one, it's a load of slaps. Let's do that with the drums, actually. This one's tricky timing wise. First of all, it's quite easy, just eighth notes. Dotted eighth to a 16th. And that note there, that's the second 16th note of beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E. If you're going 1 E ander, it's the E. Or if you're just going it's there. You need to know. You need to have this internal clock going to get this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's beat 1, but we're not playing it. But I'm just showing you where it is. Then it's all slapped. And then the last figure. Another hammer on, G to A, to the C. These are just 4 bass lines that I wrote quite quickly last night, all of them using this pattern. A minor pentatonic pattern spanning the 4 strings of the bass. And if you take a few of the slap bass techniques, fairly standard simple ones, using the thumb, you just go up and then incorporate the pop. Hammer-ons are really important. Ghost notes. That's at the top here, the frets 5 and 7, and it's just 5 and 7 on the A, D and G strings. I'm doing a pop, and then a hammer-on followed immediately by a pull-off. So you keep that first finger down and you flick the string. Then we can play any other note in this pattern. See, all of these notes work in a improvising sense if you're just trying to get your slap together. I mean, all of this will work over a minor. So this is A minor, so if you're doing an A minor jam, this would work. You can move it. So I'll put a PDF with those 4 bass lines and with the shape. I think using some sort of timing source is essential with slap, whether that's a metronome or a drum loop. And technique is just about gaining control. And the more you can make it feel good and groove, and that's to do with your internal clock, the better. So that's why I say always use a metronome. And that thing of playing at half speed is good as well. I'll just finish by explaining the bass setup, which is so much simpler than a lot of people think, I think. A lot of people ask what this bass is. Someone was trying to work out what it was from what it says here. It's a Roadster. It's an Ibanez Roadster 1982. I've just had it set up. It needs... the action's a bit low for me, actually. But I've got DP126 DiMarzio pickups in here. It's a completely passive bass. So I've got the volume up and the pickup selector, or the blend, is right in the middle. And I'm going straight into an Avalon U5, which is set flat, into a Universal Apollo X6 into Logic, and I've got no EQ or anything. The tone on both the pickups is up, and I've got no compression or anything. There is probably a slight gap in my bass collection of that ultra zingy, active Marcus Miller, Sadowski kind of tone. Do I need any more basses? Probably not. But that kind of glassy, snappy high thing, I like that, and I don't have that. This is just a passive bass. The strings are also not that new. They're Elites by the Bass Centre in London. I love these strings. Players, which is the stainless steel, they're 45 to 105. And I find this neck is just really fast. It's one of these fast necks. It's not too fat either way. It's slim. So I like slapping on this bass. You can probably use a preamp. I've got a Sadowski external one. You can use some EQ and compression and whatever to fatten the sound up a bit. So I can hear DIY going on. That's always the case here, but I'm at the end of the video anyway. But as ever, I ask that if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment, get in contact via my website, whatever. This channel really is for you. So you need to tell me what you want. I've also had some really good constructive feedback recently about me talking too much, and actually that's good, because sometimes I get a bit into the weeds, but in this one I played a bit more and you follow a bit more. So please keep those constructive feedback comments coming. Love it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next lesson.